Hey, what's going on, everybody? First, we're going to do a little mic test here. Let me know if you can hear me or not. Oh, there's and a who's. Thumbs up if you guys can hear me all right. I think I may need to turn that down a little bit. Thumbs up. Okay, okay. Yes. All right, let's go ahead and do that. It's me. Okay, so what we're going to be checking out here is an original series that I came up with, and actually I had Jenno right over here. Here she is. She's also very highly into the project now too, and it's not just because we're together. Actually, she's found such an interest in it alone, right? Even before we were together. So it's just kind of natural for her to go into it. She gives me a lot of great ideas. Plus, she's also the first colorer. For those who don't know, that she does a lot of coloring. She ain't just about tarantulas and goats. This girl can color, and I think that's really awesome. We actually do want to start doing some more live streams for some art right? And be able to show you guys Jeno doing some coloring, me doing some more my random art. I think the right now, because we're so heavily induced into working on Darkweld right now, that it's like, do I really want to start reviewing all this artwork and stuff? I mean, I don't mind doing all the random art streams. That's different. It's just, I guess, finding the time to do it, and the motivation to put down Darkweld and just draw something else that's random when my mind, I just want to do it. You know what I mean? I was the same way when I was growing up with art and painting. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I used to paint a lot when I was a kid. And, people, and respectfully, spend sometimes days and weeks, sometimes years working on paintings. And I'd sit there and I would just do it until it was done. I couldn't help it. My anxiety would get the best of me. I just couldn't help it. I'd have my mother yelling up to me that dinner's ready, and I'd be like, oh, can I eat in here tonight? Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of, I guess it's just a drive, you know what I mean? So when I'm working on a project like this, my mind just wants to go, you know what I mean? Which is not a bad thing too. I mean, that way we don't have to all wait months and months and months for the next part. I know it's been a long time since we've gotten back on Darkweld. A lot of things happened, which we can talk about too. We will also take a lot of questions in between the two parts as well. Each part is about 10 minutes long. This started off actually as just episodes, short little episodes. We did 2 of them, and we decided, you know what, I've really got to see this in one viewing. And initially, I'd love to be able to see Darkweld Season 1 when it's done, all in one viewing as like a movie. It's not animated, it is a comic dub, which means that you can take an actual comic, right, and you look at it, the pictures right up close, but it also has, instead of being able to read it, it actually, there's somebody talking, right? You got voice actors, you got sound effects, you got music. It turns into, I guess it's different. The first time I actually saw a comic dub, I was sort of on the fence about it. I was thinking, I don't know, I'd rather just sit back and maybe watch an animation. But it sucks you in. It's a different sort of experience. It might not be for everybody either. And it's not that we don't want to be able to do an animated version of Darkweld, but we know that that's also going to take a long time, right? Initially, what I see in my head for Darkweld is live action. I don't truthfully see it in animation that much. I see it like comic, or I see it live action. It's just the way that I've always kind of thought about it in my head. And the idea all actually started when I was a kid. People can really relate to this. When you're a kid and you're thinking about superheroes, and you want to be able to fly, you want to be able to do this, you want to be able to do that, all these crazy things that you can't possibly do. But I was introduced also to Spawn when I was a kid. So I was this little kid, and I got to see my first experience of adult cartoons, basically. And it was badass. It was amazing. It was so cool, and it stuck with me for so long. I think that's one of the most important things. That character kind of stuck with me, and even to this day, you guys will see that there's a lot of Spawn built into this character, but it really has its own thing going on. You know what I mean? I don't want to copy it. I think Spawn needs to be where it is and stay where it is. You know what I mean? There doesn't need to be any copycat versions of that or whatever. You know what I mean? But the flair, the darkness that's involved with it, and sometimes the realism mixed with the supernatural. I think that's such an interesting concept to be able to do, especially when you're incorporating things that are so dark and very sensitive subjects that we actually talk about in here. Some of them may be a little too much for some people, and we totally understand. I mean, even for us, if we were just the viewers going into it, some of the scenes I'd be kind of going, oh, I don't know if I can keep going or not, you know what I mean? But I think that's really the initial point of what I was going for. It's supposed to trigger you. It's not supposed to not. It should trigger you. You know what I mean? When you get these sort of reactions, they're there for a reason. You know what I mean? And that means you've got a good moral system built inside of you too, right? And that's initially what Darkweld is made to be. My head's been sort of tormented for a long time of the world and how corrupt it really is. You know, I realized that my generation, I'm in 1990, I'm a 90s boy, but I know that my generation is supposed to be in the age of truth. We're supposed to find the truth. We're not supposed to, we don't want to be lied to anymore. We want to find the truth about all the stuff that goes in Hollywood. You know, we won't talk about the virus, but obviously, you know, when that comes up to subject, it's like, okay, I got to find that truth about it in all angles. You know what I mean? Every single angle. And so looking at conspiracy theories growing up for me was always really important. I think a lot of that also plays into Darkweld and how I write these stories out, right? So to be aware of that, to put your head into the rabbit hole is one thing. You can jump back out and say, okay, I'm going to go to my happy place, or you can keep going back into it. And when you do that, you can start raising awareness to people. You don't want to let it depress you as a person. You know, you may sit through like an entire documentary and you might even be in tears by the end of it and just feel rotten. But then you got to find ways to be able to deal with it and get some more positive energy put into you. You know what I mean? You're aware of it. You can spread the awareness. We got to keep moving forward, but we also have to stop what bad things that are going on, right? If we're not aware of it, I mean, I'll be part of the problem too, right? And so that's kind of the thing with Darkweld there, is that the issues that it deals with are so subjective and truthful, but the revenge is what we really want to see out of it all, because the character that I've created is a character that is basically created out of hate. It's created out of all of mankind's malicious intent and all the evil energies that mankind has ever brought into the world, all under one. How do I want to say this without? I'm trying to say without spoiling too much, because there's only so much said in the actual parts, and I only want the audience to know as much as the character knows, right? So if that starts getting revealed over time, you know what I mean? I think we'll play some of the episode here. I'll pause it on a couple parts. If you guys want to ask any questions, by all means, I will definitely be pausing it at one particular part to give you guys a certain warning, just based on the subject of what's going on in there. But we will talk a little bit more about the history of Darkweld and kind of how I started creating it and everything after we play episode 1, if it's going to play. Should. Okay, so this is part 1. 12 minutes. Yeah, we can play through the credits there, because I do want to show off some of the names.
Let's hope so. Yeah,
let's hope so. Should be okay. The quality looks like it's a little low, though. Playing in 720, should play in 1080. Yeah, we have both parts actually on YouTube, and they've been there for a little while. But like I said, part 3 is heavily in the works right now, and we know that a lot of people haven't seen it. We've gotten a lot more subscribers since then, so we really want to be able to introduce you guys into what we're currently working on, and maybe understand why sometimes it might take a little while to bring a part out. I mean, it usually takes about a month, maybe a month and a little bit more sometimes, to bring one part of Darkweld out. So that's with writing it, sending it off to everybody, get their lines done, drawing it out, editing, all that, you know what I mean? So let's see if this bad boy will work for us now. You know, if you guys can also
Humanity flourished with an ongoing spectrum of malevolent conduct. The suffering souls of the innocent cry out, depraved and afraid, while the evil and corrupt cultivate their heinous atrocities. A being now has emerged from the darkness. It seeks out those who render its presence, those who deserve to suffer.
As you guys can see, the introduction is all done in like a live action sort of format. Which again, like I was saying earlier, I see Darkweld in live action or in comic form. You know what I mean? Actually, when I'm writing Darkweld and when I'm drawing it out, I see it all in live action. It's just the way my brain works with it. But yeah. Oh, and another thing, the music. It's all created by this guy. That's harmonica that you're hearing.
Over the city skies, across the wild oceans, throughout the mountains and forests, it doesn't sleep nor eat, it only hunts.
All right. For those who are a little bit sensitive to this kind of subject matter, which you should be. You don't see anything. I think it's already kind of clear what's happened or what's going on, right? Without me even having to say it, we draw things in a way where even though these situations are going on, you're not actually going to be able to see stuff because of the lighting. It's going to be very suggestive. You know what I mean? What we want to see is the revenge. We want to see these sickos, and we don't want their flesh to be on them anymore. That's what we want, right?
That's some boys.
What a crazy bitch. Gotta love the fighters, right, boys?
She's a hell of a frisky one, ain't she?
Oh, she's a fighter and a hell of a fighter. Just hold that bitch down, bro.
Get her, bitch. Get that dumb whore.
Good show, boys. Good show. But let me show you fuckers how it's really
Get
done.
her.
I'm not gonna lie, even still to this day, watching this scene here, it's still kind of. If you even just hearing it alone, you go, "Oh my god, what are you watching?"
Yeah.
Get her. We've been chasing your ass for miles, bitch. Now just get what's coming to you, you fucking whore.
Shut up. You're just gonna lay there and take it like a good girl. Then leave that cute bloody ass for me. Right, boys? Guys?
That so many of you humans find pleasure in the torment of an innocent.
happening? Oh!
What happened after it had approached Mr. Gazelle, Miss Manners?
Well, Detective, it welded the sick fucker's wrist to the rock I was raped on.
And there was more done to Mr. Gazelle. You could explain that?
You saw the photos, Detective. You sure you want to hear about it?
I'm so sorry. Please, no more.
He's a frisky. A hell of a fighter
and a biter.
Now lay there and take it like a good boy.
I almost forgot about that.
And you told police that this mysterious being that you claim to be called Darkweld had just vanished before you finished, correct? Tell me about that.
That's right, Detective. It made me feel strong. And it made me realize my vengeance.
Look, you're gonna have to step it up more, Vince. Not having my little brother embarrass me in front of those guys. You almost lost it fucking deal, you.
Fucking bro. They've always been keeping us barriers. Yo, Brand, check this out.
Well, let's have a little fun, blow off some steam then. Besides, you've been doing this fucking shitty-ass town a fucking favor taking out some of this trash.
Wake up, you damn alley rats. Well, is that love in the air I smell? I think I'll give this chick's boyfriend here a new makeover. What do you think, bro?
I think this bitch is about to watch her man die by my knife. This is what I think.
Oh yeah. Darkweld. Watch out.
I'll make this one slow.
I'd be worried too if I woke up and saw Blade this size staring back at my face.
Shut up, lady.
Now. Be quiet and just enjoy the show, man. There we go.
Took it like a bitch. Listen to that wind pump.
No fight? Nothing? Fucking pussy?
Jesus Christ!
Hell, fuck was that?
You know, it's crazy though that situations like that actually do happen. I mean, these two homeless people minding their own business, and these two assholes just come out of nowhere, and just because they think it's fun, get their kicks off of it. You know what I mean?
I'll let you take care of the girl, Vince. Who the fuck's there, huh? I'll carve you a new face if that's what you're looking for. I ain't kidding, motherfucker. Come out now.
Brandon. Brandon! What the hell's going on?
Interesting how the wicked and corrupt cower with such dread, as if their lives actually meant something. Vile and immoral humans, I'm your suffering karma.
No way. Fuck this shit.
Okay, now stay back, everyone.
Oh my god, what the hell is this?
How in the hell can somebody's flesh and bone be fused to a brick like that? Just what in the hell's going on here?
She called me Darkweld.
What?
The young lady Sadie, who was just in here for questioning, told me it's called Darkweld.
The woman who killed those men in Donna's forest earlier? Detective, look, we can break through, drill, or even burn off those damn wells. Now this? We're gonna have to cut the brick around this guy just to take him off.
Are you kidding me?
Hey, Detective Nelson, you might want to come see this.
What now?
It's right there, Detective. It seems we have a victim with a large blade pierced right through his head. And it's fused to this trash bin.
What in God's name can do this? What the hell is happening?
Man. That is part one, people. Still got part two to get through. Now, if you guys got any questions before we start, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just inform you guys of, a little bit more on the history of how I even started this character off, right? I was saying, when I was a kid, I ended up seeing Spawn for the first time, but it was amazing. But I had this idea in my head. It was like an image that was there. It was this character, red eyes, casted in shadow, brown coat. I couldn't draw it though. I had no idea how to draw it. I ended up coming up with another character. At that time, I was also heavily into Dragon Ball Z. So there was a lot of Dragon Ball Z influence that got influenced into this character. That I think I still have those comics somewhere, probably back at my parents' house. If I take them off, it'd be pretty interesting to find. It'd be pretty cool. But this idea has sat with me for so long. And that's just the thing too, is when you get ideas, sometimes it does take a little bit to get to where you want it to be before you present it, but don't wait forever though. You know what I mean? I could still be sitting on Darkweld right now and just thinking, no, there's ways I could do this better and ways I could do that better, blah, 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 and it might never see the light of day. It might never, right? Sometimes you just got to go for it and then evolve as well, And actually, Jacob Billet from Billet TV is kind of the one who told me really, like, you got to go for it. And he's like, you got your whole Dragon Ball thing that got going on your channel, which some of you guys will know. Me and Jen started a little Dragon Ball Z spin-off thing. We're still going to be making actually a movie, which should be released probably in like a year or two. A lot of animation, but and that will just be worked on like on the side, right? Darkweld's going to be your main thing, really, because it is an original idea. There's so many stories to tell with it, right? And so much development that needs to be told as well. I mean, people only know so much about the character. I just want to see what kind of questions you guys have. But yeah, so it wasn't until a couple years later that I ended up really starting to think about this character. Art actually left my life for quite a while. Being as sensitive nature of a person that I am, dealing with certain people growing up and the bullying and everything, apparently it wasn't cool to watch anime and read manga and all that stuff. So, I had to forget about the idea of Dragon Ball Z. I couldn't even think about playing harmonica. I remember when I first started thinking about that. First thing, and then we're talking like 90s and stuff, you know what I mean? People were sensitive, but they weren't as sensitive as they were nowadays. So, I'd start talking about, I want to play the harmonica. And then you hear people start saying, harmonica's for old people who sit down and play old Susanna all day. It's gay people, or faggots. That's the word they would use, faggots. Yeah, they'd say faggots, you play harmonicas and stuff. You know what I mean? So when you're a kid, you hear that stuff. You know what I mean? It influences you, and it influenced me a lot. I hate to say it did. But as you guys know, we're taught in the world, we're told to be ourselves, but then we're also told when we go to a job, we have to be perfect. We have to be Mr. or Mrs. Perfect. You can't screw this up. There's no fucking up. There you go. I pulled a Ricky. There's no fucking up. When you go to an interview, you have to be on your best game. You can't be fake at all. If you can make them laugh, you can get them to do whatever with throwing a little bit of your personality, that's great. But, I mean, that's just me kind of like, that's my mindset too, you know what I mean? I think you guys all probably agree, and we all just kind of have to do it because we're part of the system. We're all pretty much part of the puppeteer, right? But anyways, as far as Darkweld, I became a welder for a while, and art still wasn't as much in my life. It was there, but it was more so like I do a couple paintings a year. You know what I mean? I wasn't sitting back drawing and stuff. I couldn't find that spark back in my life, and it was unfortunate. It just wasn't there, and I've always dealt with depression in my life, and as it was growing up, dealing with those kind of emotions, having to fit in and always being the outcast to people and stuff, and art wasn't cool and blah, 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 you know what I mean? So I kind of lost touch with who I was growing up for a long time, you know what I mean? But to be able to reach back to my roots of where I know I'm comfortable. I remember being a little kid and sitting down, just spending hours and hours and hours just drawing all day long. And so to kind of go back to those roots is really, it's healthy for me as a person. And to actually have you people appreciate it means the world to me, you know what I mean? To kind of know that I'm not alone. There's like-minded people out there, and there is appreciation, you know what I mean? So for me to come up with an idea like this, first things that want to come into my head are doubt, you know what I mean? Saying, oh, it's going to like this. Oh, that's a stupid idea. This is that. This is this. This is that. You just go for it. You got to do it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to do it. And so here it is. You guys saw it. You know what I mean? This is what I created in my mind over all these years. And when I started being a welder, I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand there. Funny story before we jump into part two. I had the idea, those images, when I was a little kid of this character. They started to come back to me. And I still couldn't draw it out, though. I still had no idea for all these years. And then I remember I had one particular welding job, and it was a welding job I actually hurt my ankle at, and I got no compensation, by the way. Wonderful. But they try to push you so hard in that job, right? And I get it when you're doing certain kind of manufacturing jobs, and you gotta push stuff out. But when you're welding, you better make damn sure that those welds are good, and you're not releasing crap to the world. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing, right? But they didn't care. You know what I mean? So I won't even say the name of the company or anything. But anyways, I'm working my ass off as hard as I can possibly do it, to the point where I have beads of sweat falling onto my welding mask. I can't see a damn thing, but I'm still welding. I'm still going because I got buddies staring at me, just looking at me over like that. I'm thinking, oh my God, was my back in high school or something? You know what I mean? What's going on here, right? But it's all, my imagination would run a little bit sometimes, you know. Of course, I'm a creative person. It has to, right? And I thought to myself, oh, wouldn't this be so funny if you could just take your finger and you could just weld the metal, just. I was like, oh my God. Well, that's kind of a stupid idea to think about. But then I started to think about it later. I was like, oh my God, that's actually not a stupid idea. That's actually pretty badass. You know, what if I incorporate that into my character somehow? How would I do it? Why would I do it, right? So there is an importance to it as well. But this character does have the ability to weld or fuse, I guess you can say, almost any physical object together, right? Which can lead to some pretty gruesome stuff. And it lives and it breathes only for revenge, right? It wouldn't be confused for, say, a couple having an argument, having a little yelling match at each other, and it's going to end up with them being all kissy-kissy. Meanwhile, there's a kid next door, and Daddy decides that he's going to wake up and go on over to the kids' room and do some stuff that he shouldn't be doing. Darkweld's going to know which one to go to. It's going to know, right? And it will bring the revenge that people deserve initially. You know what I mean? I think a lot of that also brings out some of the anger that I have towards a lot of the terrible stuff that goes on in the world too. You know what I mean? I can portray it, but I can also change it in a sense. At least in this world, I can. You know what I mean? I can bring some sort of justice to people who suffer on a daily basis. You know what I mean? People who don't even have a name, don't have a voice. So initially, Darkweld it's pretty much the voice of all broken people, of all the people who have screamed for the truth in the world, have screamed for innocence, have screamed for justice, demanded. So we're gonna get on to part 2 here. This one dives into. It doesn't have that. The first scene that you guys saw in part 1 there, obviously you guys know what subject it was talking about, right? That isn't brought up so much here. It's not like that. It's a little bit different, but it does deal with another very, very dark subject in here, and something that we need to also all bring to the light, and we all need to stop. And it's one of the number one things in this world. And I know I'm not the only one who feels this way, that pedophilia needs to go. That needs to go. And then we can worry about everything else. That needs to go. How many kids need to go missing and die before it finally changes? I have no idea. But at least in my story here, I'll change it.
humanity, flourished with an ongoing spectrum of malevolent conduct. The suffering souls of the innocent cry out, depraved and afraid.
Yeah, we'll just play through the
cultivate
there again. That's okay, guys.
atrocities.
I think you can tell. Top
Fear now has emerged from the darkness.
Obviously,
It
stuff that's
seeks
going on
out
in
those
the
who
world.
render its
I'm
presence.
sure you guys are not totally blind to.
Those who
It
deserve
does affect me in a lot of
to
ways.
suffer.
As it should. Now, I do want to also say, it's a good thing that we actually watched part 1, because part 2 literally takes place right after part 1. Actually, it starts off pretty much in between it. The alleyway scene that we just saw there, with 2 goon guys, the first guy that walked off, this is where it starts off, actually. And then it's going to skip a little tiny bit, because we don't need to see that again. You know what I mean? What happened to the other guy. But yes, you get to see what happens to the first guy, and it's pretty graphic.
Jesus Christ!
Hell, what was that? I'll let you take care of the girl, Vince. Who the fuck's there, huh? I'll carve you a new face if that's what you're looking for. I ain't kidding, motherfucker. Come out now. You better put up more of a fight than that, you goddamn homeless fuck. What the hell is that thing? It ain't Halloween yet, you fuck.
There shall be no mercy for the shameful, atrocious humans that seek pleasure in the suffering of innocence.
Fuck you, gossip.
I will devour your depraved soul.
What in God's name could do this? What in the hell is happening?
This is going to be one hell of a cleanup, that's for sure. Apparently, this guy stabs Mr. Vorman in the alley where we found them.
All of my years working on the force, and I have never seen anything like this before. This is just sinister.
That poor man, he didn't deserve that. His wife also noticed that they didn't know the 2 men who attacked them. They were just sleeping away.
Yeah, made his way out here after allegedly seeing a bright light. That's all Mrs. Vorman had said when her and her husband were rushed into the hospital.
Come on, Michael.
Alright, let's see if you can actually dodge this one.
I'm actually voicing the one kid here.
And boom!
You're just lucky, bro.
Woo! Yeah!
Woohoo! You killed it, Mike.
It was a piece of cake.
Oh yeah, Mr. Stanley couldn't believe it when Johnny pranked him in class.
I'm gonna take this catwalk here, because honestly, it's a little too late.
Bye, Michael. Great playing earlier.
Bye, Sarah. See you later, Marco.
See you, dumbass.
Shut up, Marco. See ya, Mike.
It does happen that fast.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yes. We have your delivery ready. 10 pizzas, right? Yeah, no problem. We'll see you in about 20 minutes or it's gonna be free.
10 pizzas worth 50 grand? I fucking love this job, Claude.
No more small time bullshit, Frankie. We're stepping it up. No more just... What the hell is that? Holy shit!
What?
There was something in that goddamn corner. It had red eyes. It had fucking red eyes, Frankie.
You're cracked out, bro. Lay off that shit, Claude. You're gonna...
What the f...
Oh, what the fuck?
Turn! Frankie? Shit! Shit! What the fuck are you?
Suffering demise. Everything demented humans like you fear the most.
Hello, Orville.
You're not! Please help me!
Funny, what could you do? It's not fun, Victor.
Not a fun picture to come with.
Van 35 is not answering their phone. We have an indication that they crashed into a cornfield.
Send for a cleanup. Let Officer Malcolm know about the situation and keep authorities away. Now away with you. My evening dessert is to arrive shortly.
Yes, sir. Right away.
That's Darkweld for you people. What do you think? We got part 3 in the works right now. And if anybody wants to have a logo possibly featured in the art, and somewhere in the background, it could be on a billboard, Could be graffiti. Could be somebody's t-shirt. Let me know. Also, we'll be looking for more voice actors for further episodes. Definitely going to need a lot more, especially for the next coming parts. So if you guys are interested in lending your voice, if you guys enjoy this series, make sure to like what it says right there. Like, share, subscribe, all that.
All that good stuff.
Just like what it says right there. Yeah. Yeah, so I will I'll drop a comment after this thing is
it's been uploaded and all that. Yeah, I'll drop a comment with
for episode 1 and 2 there for you guys, what we just watched. So if you guys want to go and give her your own watch, like, whatever, share it around and stuff. Maybe get Darkweld a bit of a big name there on YouTube. Yeah, we'll maybe be able to turn this into something.
You guys also have some stories that you guys kind of got going on your head for Darkweld as well, for anything in the future. You think, oh, I got a good revenge scenario that I want to see happen.
Well, maybe we'll work something out. Because if it's going to haunt me and haunt my soul a little bit, then I'm probably going to want to do it, and I'll probably want to see justice done to it. Just as I'm sure you probably do too. But thank you all for coming on in. Thank you guys for watching and enjoying.
Thank you all very much.
I'm glad to be able to bring the series back and be able to introduce some new people to it now. You know what I mean? We work our butts off on it. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of fun at the same time.
Absolutely.
So it's daunting as well, just based on the content that we do. But I feel like even just like right now, rewatching it, it felt worth it. You know what I mean? To be able to put these scenarios, to take these scenarios, and to put my own spin on it, to do what I want to do with it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different influences kind of going on in my head. I'm sure you guys can probably see a lot of that in certain scenes and certain character development and everything. Ooh, what's going on with that screen? Going all funky there. Look at that, Jen.
Weird.
Yeah. Funky colors. Looks like old school gaming graphics, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Looks like it's going back to Super Mario. I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's telling me I should make a Darkweld classic NES game. That'd be Alright guys. Take care. We'll be back probably tomorrow to do the Shhpooky stream. Hopefully that doesn't get taken down with all the new craziness going on with YouTube right now. Seems like in every aspect they're trying to control us, so I don't know what's going on, but we'll try to do it anyways. Until next time.
And we'll see Nicole and Jax later on tonight in their spooky stream.
That's right. If you guys want to keep on chatting with us, we will be in Through the Veil Paranormal. Sorry, I almost forgot the name for some odd reason there. I wanted to say Nicole and Jax. We'll be checking out their live stream later on. So, okay, guys.